Hello class, I'm Sky Stanley, and today for my artwork inspired by science, I'll be focusing on The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. In this story, we focus on the scientific change that happens to Mr. Jekyll. So in his wanting to escape his morality, he creates a potion that turns himself into Mr. Hyde. Mr. Hyde is driven by basically animal instincts, I would say are the easiest way to describe it. Anything he desires, he takes. And this is basically what Dr. Jekyll wanted. He wanted to feel free from society. However, he finds that in doing this, he no longer has control of the change that separates himself from his alter ego, the dark Mr. Hyde. So I guess in this case, we find that science has freed Dr. Jekyll from society and from all that holds him. But it also creates a problem for him because he no longer has control over his body or the circumstances in which he changes, because the serum that he uses, it doesn't work anymore. So he spontaneously changes and has to hide it from all of his colleagues. Eventually, he finds himself asking for help and does find a cure, but the doctor who finds the cure ends up dying. So he runs out of the potion, and Mr. Hyde ends up killing himself so that he doesn't have to face execution for the murder of someone. The moral of the story would be you can't really escape what you're looking for, and there is no easy way out. So Dr. Jekyll thought that if he made a potion to free himself, that he could be free of society and no longer be bound by those things that he found to be rules. So I think that scientists should find in this story that the rules that are set up are set there for a reason. They're not meant to be broken. And you can't just decide that you want to be someone else and take the easy way out. You have to speak your mind and be yourself. Because in letting himself free, Dr. Jekyll, he lost himself, and because of this, he ended up dying, and he did kill people. Well, Mr. Hyde killed people. But it affected people in ways that he didn't think about, because science, it blinded him. It made him think that he could be someone else, that he could do things that he shouldn't have been able to do because he didn't follow the rules. If he would have had someone there to tell him that this wasn't right, maybe he wouldn't have done these things. But he didn't feel open enough. So maybe the real moral of the story is just to be true to yourself and believe that people will accept you for who you are and who you feel. Because in the end, his experiment led to being confined within his own body, not being able to control his actions. It transformed him in the worst way possible. It made him a prisoner to himself. Thank you.